Welcome once again to the Asian Festival of Speed, where this week, Motorsport Asia brings you the start of the 2010 Asian Touring Car Series. The Tin Tops of Asia have gathered in Sepang, Malaysia for rounds 1 and 2. Now, the Sepang International Circuit is one of the biggest venues for touring cars, but it's also one they know well. Plus, there's the backdrop of one of Asia's fastest growing cities, Kuala Lumpur. The Touring Car Series is perhaps the closest link to the watching fans, as these cars resemble outwardly the cars driven on the roads in Asia and around the world. And over the last few years, the series has featured BMWs, Chevrolets, Hondas, Protons, Peugeots and Toyotas. And as part of the Asian Festival of Speed, the Touring Cars benefits from all the other activities based around the racing weekend. And it's a host of colour and noise. Here's David Soninger to tell us about the concept.
The idea is just to have a festival, you know. The idea is to have a party, to provide entertainment for everyone. So, you know, there's a whole load of fun things going on over there. You know, my team has worked very hard to put that together. It's what we intended to do from day one, is to give people a great day out, to watch some racing, to go and have some fun, to, you know, to get involved, to come in the pit walk and get up close and take pictures with the guys, and also with the cars, and also with the girls, and, you know, just do the whole thing. So we care about them, we hope that they care about us, and we give them a great day out, and everybody's happy, and they go home and they talk about the Asian Festival of Speed and, you know, what great fun it was. And then if that happens, then we've done our job. As well as that, we've got the Asian Touring Car Series, which you know, is been going with us for very many years now, and you know, it brings together a whole load of drivers, mostly from Hong Kong and Macau, and it's always closely fought, and you know, it's the old guard of Asian racing in a sense. But we'll be building big numbers this year by the middle of the year.
So the old guard of Asian racing is touring cars, and its speed master, who continues to be its driving force and force to be reckoned with on the track, the famous 45 of Daddy Stacey Chow. He'll be out there again this year and masterminding the logistics of the series.
Well, actually in English it's easy, master. It's a master, but in Chinese term, especially in Cantonese terms, Sifu can be anybody. Anybody will just tell you what to do. He doesn't know. Because start from the very beginning, when I was in UK, reported to Branch Hatch. I had to fill in the form. The secretary asked, how many years of motor racing experience? I said, 10 years. Oh, very experienced. I said, no, 10 times. 1 year, 1 time in Macau. So how sad? I said, that's the only circuit we have. So I raced only 10 times over the 10 years. So it's really a joke to the other part of the world. So when I got back from UK, I think this is not right also. Hong Kong, we have no circuit. Macau only once a year. So then I decided at that particular year, Bira opened. So I moved to Bira to do my race. Then after 2 years in Bira, it's also not right, one circuit. So then I start organizing to go to Salam, Johor, Malaysia, India, all over the place. So we really become Southeast Asia touring car song challenge. Whereas a later day, then we got sepang. By doing that, because I've been going around myself, a lot of friends they want to join. So they don't know how to get their car out from Hong Kong, going to Bira, or going to Malaysia, or go to there. So I handle one car, I might as well handle second car, and I might as well handle 10 cars. So from there onward, I'm doing, as an expert, do all the paperwork, the import, export issues for everybody. At a later date, they become Porsche, BMW, no matter what type you're talking about, I have to handle it. So in a way, they call me Sifu because of that. Not because of I teach them what to do. But from time to time, they have questions on driving, come around, we discuss. I cannot teach. How can I teach? We're different gear ratio, different final drive, different cars, right? How can I tell you, you should use second gear, but actually I was using, he should use third gear because of the gear ratio. No way you can teach anybody, but you can tell by, okay, I notice you, that way you should more to the left or more to the right, you should take this as your apex. We discuss, I'm not teaching. I think we are in good shape. Although the first event we only got the 9 to 10 cars, but mainly because Malaysian touring car, they haven't got their car ready. And because 3 more cars in Hong Kong got stuck, can only be here next month. I mean by next event. Then by July onward, we've got over 20 cars coming over to join the series. So we're in pretty good shape, to be honest. Well, the schedule is actually we have 1 round in Central, 1 round in Bira, and 1 round in Korea. The rest we start in Malaysia, Sepang, the full circuit. But Indonesia, up to this moment, they haven't got their license, circuit license yet. And Bira circuit license expired by March. They haven't got their license yet. So we can't wait. We have to start our season. So now we have to start in Sepang as originally scheduled. Then end of June, July, which is supposed to be Central. Now we have to move to here first. Unless by end of June, Central say, okay, we got the license. Okay, then we will move to Central. Otherwise, we stay here. Then we move on to Korea.
Hi, my name is Charles Ng. This is my full season in the ATCS Asian Touring Car Series and driving for G Harry Racing Team. My goal this year is to fight for the championship and to get as many podiums as possible. I started racing about 2 or 3 years ago and first participated in a 6-hour enduro race in Thailand. It was my first time racing. It was Danny Steaky Chow. He took me there for my first taste of racing. And ever since that, I participated in the Skip Barber National Series in the US, racing the MX-5 Cup car. And the following year, I won the championship for the West Coast Series. And since then, I've been participating in different time attack, driving with different time attack teams. And on top of that, I also did a lot of drifting competitions and got my pro license last year, and this year also doing the full season of professional drifting in the USA. Well, I guess the biggest difference between drifting and road racing it's mostly the mental part, because in drifting you just give it all you have and perform your best in maybe 20-30 seconds per run, and you have to impress the judges and the crowd, and they give you a score, and you move on to the next level, or you either win or you lose. But in road racing, in general you have more time, to make different strategy, to attack, your opponents, or to be smooth and to wait for the chance to pass. So there are a lot more patience to it, instead of going all out at once, just like drifting. So I mean, it's two different things, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you get very good at drifting, let's say, if you get at drifting, it's going to benefit, and it's going to benefit your skill level in road racing and vice versa. So I think they actually benefit each other at the end of the day, they're beneficial to each other. I also focus both in the touring car racing and drifting competition. So for me, it's more like I like to drive, cars with closed wheels, because that's my passion. I can relate that to everyday driving, unlike Formula cars where it's open wheel, and I guess it's not exactly related to the cars we drive daily. So I would love to get a couple championship titles under my belt in the touring car races, as well as in drifting. So that's my goal in the next 2 or 3 years, is to fight for the championship for touring car series.
Winter break is over, and these glum faces will soon be changed to smiles as we go racing touring car style after this break. Welcome back to the Sepang circuit, and it's round 1 of the Asian Touring Car Series 2010. Not the biggest field, but they expect more as the season progresses, as we heard. And it's Luman Kit, 21 car, in pole position, 229. And just behind him, Charles Ng, definitely one of the favourites this afternoon. Charles Ng from Hong Kong in an Integra DC5 for Harry Racing. Chung Chi Sing, last year's returning champion. Good to see him back also in a DC5, and also good to see the return of IMSP. Most of these drivers have driven against each other before in this series and others. And of course, the majority, like this man, MACAU, are from Macau. So it basically is a long run-up to the big finale in Macau at the end of the year, the Macau Grand Prix. Here we go then, round 1 though from Sepang. Watch the start. Charles Ng in the blue car on the left-hand side will try and come across. He's actually got a good position, but as you can see, the pole man dives across the track now. Good clean start in this small field, but all of them wanting to score points early on, because the championship is going to grow, as we heard from Danny Stacey Chow later in the year. Everybody safely through that first 2 corners. Charles Ng didn't get the start he wanted, but he slotted nicely into second place as they head up the hill to turn 4 for the first time. Sepang circuit, plenty of grip, but it's always hot out there, and especially inside those tin tops. So it's a real physical battle as we go on board with Harry Chai now. Harry Chai, one of the few Malaysians out there, and of course he runs Harry Racing Team, which of course Charles Ng races for, and he of course is at the sharp end at the front in second place behind MACAU number 21, Luman Kit leads the way for MACAU at the moment, but he's under severe pressure already in the early stages as they go through 6 and 7. Next opportunity for overtake is probably at the end of this straight, which is the left-hander uphill. Charles Ung eyeing his position now. Good battle this, but he decides to dive out of it and go wide. Here is that left-hander, so he just follows him through there and up the hill. Then it opens out again into 2 flat-out corners. 9 and 10. Just a dab on the brakes through here as it tightens up, and then it opens right up, and this is a really, really fast part of the circuit. You can see Charles Ung winding himself up here for a move in the DC5. 2 DC5s up against each other, very similar spec. The RPM Racing team, though, leading the way from Harry Racing Team. And through he goes in turn 13. Nice manoeuvre, but has he gone too wide? They're going to be alongside each other as they come down the back part of the back straight here. Look at this, wonderful onboard shots. And Charles made his move, but has he made it stick? He's got the inside line now coming to the next, which is the left-hander, the last turn on the circuit. But surprisingly, the legs of Blue Man Kit's car seemingly just a little bit better on horsepower as he goes back into the lead at the last turn. So, no one will be the wiser necessarily as they cross the boards that there was an overtake there. They cross the line, and these two pulling away now from the rest of the chasing pack. Down the main straight, next is the right-hander, but no worries at the moment for Blue Man Kit. Mankit Liu, whichever you prefer. The MACAU driver, bags of experience. He's been driving for many, many years at the MACAU Grand Prix. And of course, it's such a joy now to see these touring cars getting to stretch their legs around Asia, because back in the early days, the Hong Kong races only had the MACAU event. Now, of course, Zhuhai here in Sepang, and Bira opens up, and now several tracks, including now this year Korea joining the fold. But MACAU, the traditional MACAU Grand Prix, has stayed exactly where it is in exactly the same format. So that's still the highlight as Charles Ung again lining himself up as they head through 5. Here's another look at that manoeuvre right up the inside. He just went slightly wide, which is actually the good line. There's nothing wrong with the line that Mankit Liu took. And Yun Ka out for Team IMSP. So 1 man down. But like I said, nothing wrong with the line he took, because that wide line gives you a better apex and a better drive onto the main straight, and he proved it actually by getting better drive down that back straight and re-overtaking. Let's see if Charles does the same again for Harry G. Or G Harry, whichever you prefer. So, through 10 and 11. Now this is where he started to look here. He got great pace out of here last time. And it's a brave corner, this one. It's almost flat out through here. And again, Charles Ung lining himself up for an attack. And he goes for it again! Does he? Not quite. But they both took similar lines this time. But if anything, I would have said Mankit Liu was in a bad position, and Harry Chai back on board with him now. In the mid-pack. The Malaysian in the Honda Civic EP3. He's chasing Danny Stacey Chow, who's just in front in the 45 car. Danny, of course, of the Tangra DC5. We heard from him earlier. Still enjoying his racing. And I wouldn't say he doesn't want to win, but he kind of knows just how competitive he can be at any one time. Does Danny. He does love a win or two. Into the first corner again. The 2 leaders pulling away from the rest of the chasing pack at the moment. It's really a 2-man race at the moment, and Charles Ung looking for an opportunity to pass him. We heard that, of course, he's been racing for 3 years, done endurance in Thailand, and the Skip Barber School, or Skip Barber Series, excuse me, in the US, and was the West regional champion, or West Coast champion there. And of late is also involved in drifting in the USA. I think that the car control that you learn from drifting, very useful in the tin tops, but not essential, of course. But it's seemingly working out for him. Fastest lap, 2:39.3 last time out. Good clean start to their season, long way to go yet. And like we say, we're expecting more and more cars as the season goes on. And they've done away with the divisions this year, 1 division only. super production, and that means that the hope is that the racing will be more level and less confusing. You have different divisions, so now everybody on the same spec, in the same position. Down to the back of the circuit once again. MACAU of MACAU doing a good, strong job of holding off Charles Ung. And really nobody else to trouble them at the moment. They're pulling away lap by lap. You just saw that Charles got the fastest lap last time out. And to be fair, MACAU can't be on much of a different pace. Here we go again. And he's trying it again. Now, will the 21 car cut back as he did before? Defensive driving now by Charles Ung as they're side by side down the back straight. Will Charles have the legs to hold him? This is fascinating here as they are side by side going down. It's a long, long back straight and they try to give each other as little room as possible, and Charles tries around the outside now, thinks of it as they come down to the last corner and didn't want to be stuck on the inside there and having to run wide, braking too hot. So smart move by Ung. And this battle once again, MACAU wins it. Here's another look at the overtake. Nothing wrong with that. And it's just a different line from MACAU. And this time though, Charles Ung got better drive and the team are loving that. So out go the boards here on a hot sunny day. Blisteringly hot inside, I'm sure. We'll take a short break, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Asian Festival of Speed, where you join us for the first round of the Asian Touring Car Series for 2010. Bright sunshine at the Sepang circuit, a great starting point for this series, which will of course end up in November at MACAU. So far, it's been a two-horse race, so to speak, between the man at the front, number 21, MACAU of MACAU, and number 84, Charles Ung. Both in Honda Integra DC5s. Ooh, bit of bodywork off there on the 26 car. That's Harry Chai, who we were on board with earlier. And the Malaysian struggling a little bit, so he's had some sort of contact. Not quite sure what and how badly it's affecting him. At the moment, it's not. It depends how much the balance or the suspension was upset in that knock. It doesn't look too bad. It's just a bit of bodywork. And it might just be as simple as that, just flapping in the wind. It won't slow him down a great deal as we go on board. Doesn't seem too affected by it as he still continues to chase down Danny Stacey Chow in front of him going through turn 5. At the inside of 7. Now tries around the outside. Now he's got close enough now down this back straight where he might make a move up the inside of 9. Back with the leaders. And going up through 9. Oh, this is an opportunity! And Charles Ung takes it, slamming his way into the lead. I did say there is a possibility of overtaking there. We were just looking at where Harry Chai might have a move. Well, his teammate Charles Ung has just made the move and taken the lead properly now for the first time. And now can he extend on it? We know he's quick through here, but it's this back straight that he's got to be careful of. And he now takes the wider line. Now last time out, this is where MACAU was so strong, but I think he's got a decent enough gap now, Charles, not to worry about getting caught into that last corner. Coming down to that now, it's a long straight, this big track, Sepang. And he just isn't close enough this time, but he does get right up to the rear end of the all-blue Honda Integra DC5. Almost identical cars, these. Some slightly older spec than others, but pretty much the same. And the team are happy with the overtake for sure. And just checking out the gap. These mechanics have been involved in the championship as well for a long time. Final lap then, Charles Ung leads, and what a start it would be for him and his season. The man who says that he's new to the touring cars, but does a lot of drifting. And like I said, has done the Skip Barber series in the States. TY Man in 7th place. And number 67, another veteran racer of the touring cars, another MACAU driver in one of the few Toyota Altezas for RPM Racing. Closing stages of round 1, bit of smoke coming out of the back of that car. That's not healthy. Let's hope it makes it to the end. I think that's why he's gone through. Up towards turn 4. No change at the front at the moment. And the Honda, number 36, goes through. Excuse me, number 30, that's Manting Yu. I think that Toyota's got something awry. There's Harry Chai's car. And further flapping in the wind, his bodywork, but I think he'll make it to the end. And finally, Chung-Chi Singh. Chung-Chi Singh, last year's champion, coming back for IMSP and has been in the running. But he won't be winning the first race for sure, but he'll be in contention, that's for sure, throughout this year. Another DC5 runner, and you can never count him out. He'll be on the podium, but the victory will go to this man as he comes down the back straight. It is Charles Ng of Hong Kong in that Honda Integra DC5. That's the choice. And it's G Harry Racing Team's first win of the year. The Malaysian-owned team is going to take victory with the Hong Kong driver. So Hong Kong take victory over MACAU in the first race of the touring cars. A good valiant effort, though, by Mankin Yu of MACAU. But it's Charles Ng of Hong Kong who takes the victory. Of course, another chance to do it in round 2 later today. And Chung-Chi Singh coming over the line now. And just confirmation, Charles Ng wins the race for Hong Kong. MACAU's Yu Man Kit in 2nd place. Matt Carlock, in fact, was in 3rd place. Chung-Chi Singh got 4th. Danny Stacey Chow was in 5th place, just ahead of Harry Chai. So Danny doing a good job of holding off Harry Chai, who had that damaged car. So celebrations for our top men. There's our first view of Charles Ng in the orange. And let's go down to the press conference and hear from the top 3.
Had a good start, and I just try to keep my own pace and try and make as least mistake as possible. And so I was following Lloyd the whole time. Well, the whole time I was trying to tell myself to be patient and just closely follow behind him and basically waiting for the chance for him to make mistake. And I think it was about 7 or 8 laps down. Lloyd made a mistake on the hairpin, so I got a chance there to got past him. And since that, I know I was a little bit quicker in the fast corner, so I took advantage of that and pulled away from him. And after that, I was driving my own pace and until the checker flag.
And in 2nd place from MACAU.